Good afternoon. I am going to today provide a short demonstration of how to use Archicad to model up a subfloor. It's a fairly simple house, as we can see in these plans, and from the plans we have got the main house area. We've also got a deck and we've got an entrance slab, which would be slightly lower than the floor level here and the floor level of the deck. Now if we go on down through the document, the designer already has shown some indication of where he wants the bears. So the bears are going vertically, means our joists will be going this direction. So what is going to happen now is I am going to go to Archicad, and you'll see that I have done the outline of the house and the deck area and the entry. The house has a little kick out here. You could put a bear along the outside, but the designer maybe thinks that he can cantilever the joist out this direction, so we'll just leave it for now. So first things first, I'm going to model up the flooring for our house, and really the secret here is trying to remember, and I'll just zoom in around this section, that we have flooring, particle board flooring on top of joists, on top of bears which span over piles. And really what you guys have got to be careful of is that when you model the particle board flooring, the top of it is level with your finished floor level at 10 above sea level. When we model the joists, we have to remember to set them down 20 millimeters below finished floor level. And when we model the bears, we've got to add on 20 mil plus the depth of our joist, which I will just be estimating in this exercise. You people should use 3604 to design the subfloor and be able to explain that at the end of your interview. Okay, back to Archicad. Slab tool, open it up, and I'm just going to use maybe some kind of timber with a different color to stick out from the other elements, and I'm going to use this geometry because it's an irregular shape. I'll just quickly go around the shape of the house, allowing for the entry slab. I made a mistake there, so I'm going to actually have to put a new node in. I'll just put a node down here, put a node over here. So I did that a little bit too quickly, but hopefully this will fix things. So there's the slab. I'm just going to check the settings, but what I wanted to stress is that this slab should be 20 mil thick to represent the thickness of the flooring, and because the top of it is level with our finished floor level, you just leave this offset to home story at 0. Okay, if we do a quick 3D, there is the beginnings of our slab. Okay, next thing we'll do is the joists, and because my colleague has already told me, indicated that the bears are going vertically, the joists will be going this direction. So I'm just going to estimate the sizes and estimate the centers. So you cannot use the figures I use for our major project house. So slab tool again. I will change the color of the timber just to make it stick out. The depth of the joists you will have worked out from 3604. I'm going to just put them as 90. And then this minus 20 is because the joists are underneath the particle flooring. So let's try one joist first, and then we will see and check that it is below the flooring. So I'm just going to use this one, this geometry method. I'll zoom in and just click across the top. I'll click here and come down and say 45. Enter. Now what I'm going to do now is just select everything and do a 3D, and you'll see I've got some other slabs, and here I'm going to zoom in on my joist, and we have a joist which is underneath the flooring. It looks actually rather wide, so I'm going to go back and check the width of that, but the important thing is that it's actually below the flooring. So I'm going to go back, I'm just going to go in and check this width. I'll just go true line weight and hit measure from here to here, 45. I guess it's because that joist is quite small, so what I may do is I'm going to make it deeper. I'll just make it 140 and keep it where it is. And let's have a look at that again. So the joist is a bit deeper now, and you can see that I have already put my deck slab 100mm below the main house, and at the entrance slab you will see that I also have the entrance slab below the main house. I like where my joist is in relation to the main particle board flooring, so I'm just going to multiply it. So you can go edit, move, multiply, or go control U. I'm going to spread them, and don't forget that the spacings have to match up with your flooring sizes. So I'm going to try it at 600, and I'll just click, and I'm going to then say I want it to be from a corner, just keep all the way down, all the way down. I'll go right the way down to here. What I will have to do is probably move this one for this little shape, and this one I will split it. So I've got this one, and I'll probably just drag a copy of that to go down to the outside of the building. And again, what we'll do is just select everything, get a look at that, and there's a subfloor starting to happen, which is what we want. So it's a little bit tricky to see it from some angles. So I may make this slab a lighter color. See if I can see what so you can actually see here the floor joists, and they're in the right positions. So that's good. Now I'm going to put in my bearers. I'll just check where they are. So there's two here and other two which are set out. This one we can pick up quite easily, and this one in the middle somewhere. So I know they're 90mm thick, and I'm just going to guess the depth again, or estimate it, because you people are going to work it out in 3604. So we want them to run up this way. These floor joist guys would be cantilevered and go out to the edge, so you may have to stretch these ones. I haven't done that, so you may have to take them out over this part of the house. But what's important today is the bearers and the joists. So let's draw a bearer. I'm going to draw a bearer from the bottom corner. I'm going to just first of all go into the slab tool, and I'm going to make the slab 140 for the bearer. We have to put a new depth in here. We've got to include the width, the depth of the particle board flooring, and the width, depth of our joist. So 20 plus 140 is 160. And what we'll do is maybe make it a different kind of timber color, perhaps here. See if we can make it stick out. And then what we'll do is just start to draw one, and then we'll check it, and if we like what it is in terms of elevational height and section, we'll go here and make it out to 90. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check with the 3D, and I'm going to try and see if I can see my bearer, and here it is. It's not very clear, I'm afraid, but here is the bearer, and you can actually see, if I rotate it around a little bit, that bearer is underneath the floor joist. So it's exactly where I want it to be. So it means I can just copy it. So I go in, I'm going to grab this bearer, I'm going to drag a copy, from here over to this corner, and I'm going to drag another copy over to here. Okay, for this bear I want to change the shape of it, so I'm in the slab tool. I'm just going to move this node back to here. Do the same for this one. And then I want to put a copy of this bear in the middle. So move, drag a copy, and if I zoom right in here, I'm just going to estimate, folks, where the middle is. Let's see, Control A, F5, and then just rotate this thing around, and we should be able to see that there's actually something that looks like a subfloor. You can see my bears, and I think what might be better is to draw a section through this, might be more clear. So I'm just doing a quick section, and if I right click on this, say open the section, you can see that here, this is my particle flooring, this is the joists, these are the bears. Okay, now the bears may be even deeper than the joists. I just made the joists deeper to try and make them look more substantial. So I want to draw my piles now. I'll go back to the floor plan. We'll use a column this time, and I'm going to use a square column, 125 by 125. Perfect. What we want to do, the column top will not be at the roof. We'll just say not linked. We're going to say it's in the ground story. Yes. And the height of the column, I don't know at the moment what height it's going to be. I may just put it in at 1800. And this is the offset to the home story, bottom offset. Now this is tricky. We'll probably just have to draw this in and then use the section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the pile in here in front of my section line. So there's my pile. I'm going to move it. I can move it to the side. I'm going to check my section just to see where that pile is, and it's far too high. So I'm going to just drag it down so that it's actually underneath the bears. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it to my corner. Drag it down here. Now I didn't want the section to drag, so I'm going to bring it back up. And just go in again and fix this. So drag this here. And then I'm going to drag a copy so these are actually in the center of the bears. Pretty close. Okay. What we'll do then is go F5, and you can see that we've got